Hello guys, my name is Wilsonbox and in this video we are talking about Diablo 4 and which is the best build to level up your Barbarian. I will talk about the 4 builds that everyone knows, the ones that are most used at this time on Season 4, which is the Double Swing Barbarian, Rend Barbarian, Upheaval and Hammer of the Ancients. This is the builds I'm gonna show you guys, and I'm gonna tell you which one is the best one to level up. So we're gonna start with this one that I'm currently using now. So I'm using this build. Okay, this is the Rend. So basically you start with the lunging strike, okay, and with this one here, with some points on this one here, just 1 1 1. Then you go to the Rend. If you are just starting this build, start just with 1 point here, not 5, okay, because we want just to complete our skills on our bar. So will be the Rend, so 5 here on total, then 1 here and 1 here to grant more fury. Then we want to get this Rolling Cry, because this is really good to boost our fury and our resource generation. Then lately we're gonna put some points here to get more maximal life. Then after this one we want to get the War Cry, which will help a lot as well, with more maximal life as fortified, so more defense and some more berserking, so more damage as well. And lately we're gonna put some points here as well. I'm missing 4 points at the moment, so one of them is missing here. You should use 3 when you're finishing your build on this one. It's the last ones you should use. I'll leave all the links below in the description. Then we want some points on these ones as well, on these ones lately, especially on swiftness to increase our movement speeds. So if we walk faster, we farm faster, ideally. And on these ones will be lately as well, but this one we want it early, okay? The death blow. So most of our skills, our build will go around this skill. Then we want these ones as well to increase some of our damage and increase the vulnerability. And also the Call of the Ancients. This one is really cool and really nice. It does a lot of damage, especially when you're fighting a boss or a big group of mobs. This one is really good. And lastly, we want 1 point here on the Unconstrained. And finally, I don't have these points, but finally we want the Martial Vigor to fight those elites and do some more damage. So I tested this build and it's really nice. It's really cool to use this shot to one-shot all the mobs that we encounter while we are farming, especially on the Hellfire, and it's really cool. But the only problem about this build is that when you miss one of that, you need to wait for the cooldown, and then your farming will be much slower because you don't have the death blow. And with just the other 2 skills, the basic and the core one, it's much slower, so we really need this death blow to farm faster. So if it's managed well, so you need to know when you should use the death blow, so it will reset the cooldown, otherwise it will take a lot. If you use well the cooldown, the clear will be very fast. And if you get some more of the enchants to your gear, of course this will be much better, but all of these builds is thinking that you don't have any enchants, just basically the abilities from your tree. This one, it's more hard to manage because of this reason, because you need to know when to use your death blow, and if you fail this, you will need to wait for these big cooldowns, so ideally it's not the best thing we want to farm. So then we have the Hammer of the Ancients build. This one, it's really nice as well, so you start with 1 point on each one of these abilities, so again the strike. Then you go to the Hammer of the Ancients. This will be our core ability and the most important one. I really love this build. This one helps a lot to clear all the mobs faster, and it's pretty cool. It's like a wave killing everyone. It works like the druid. You think druid can do kind of the same thing. Then lately you want to get this Endless Fury as well. It's because we'll generate more fury, so more fury you can use more of the Hammer of the Ancients. This will be our main ability to use. Then again we want some rally, this Rolling Cry to increase our fury generation. Lately we want this maximum life as well to increase our HP. For all the builds, guys, for all the builds, you want to start with one on these ones, okay, then one of these ones, so it will be 3, 6, then you can get more points here until you lock this one, then you get this 3, and keep using points on this one as well, then you unlock this 3, then you can use on this one as well on the charge, and then get the Breath of the Berserker and the Unconstrained lately. So this will be your main target, okay? All of these ones, you use them later, okay? After you get the main abilities that you need. So I was on the Rallying Cry, then we get the War Cry. This one will generate more Fortify and more Berserking time, so with the more Berserking time we can do more damage. And we get this Fortified, we have some runes here, some abilities that will increase our damage as well while we have the Fortify. Then the Charge, I really love this ability, it's really nice. It just runs and takes all the mobs and kills them instantaneously. And it's really good to do some damage on the bosses as well. It's really cool. You can spend some points later on this one as well, it's really nice. Then of course again, swiftness will be one of the most important, we really need movement speed. These ones, we want them later as well. This one will be good as well to increase our damage, as these ones as well, and then we want these ones as soon as possible as well, because we're gonna do a lot of damage with this Hammer of the Ancients that use the bludgeoning, okay, so we'll be use this big weapon, so it means these two. So while using a two-handed weapons will increase the critical strike damage, this one will increase the damage if they are vulnerable, so these ones are really important as well. Then we get the Wrath of the Berserker, we want to use this one as well to increase our damage while you have the Berserker state, and will increase our Fury generation, movement speed, so it's really good. And then this one as well will increase our damage while we have the Berserker. So this one, as I said at the beginning, was really nice to use. We have more skills to use, more ways to generate our Fury. We have the big damage output. We can kill all the waves of minions, of mobs. Especially if you are farming on the dungeon, you can clear it really fast. It's really fun to play as well. I really like to use the charge, it's really nice to use and just clear all of those mobs. And when you use the rush, it pushes everything, it feels really good. But it really depends on the skills. You really need to use your skills well to generate some Fury, because if you don't have Fury, you can't use the Hammer of the Ancients, and with that you're not gonna do so much damage. But I really enjoyed this build, so let's check the next one. So now we have the double swing build, okay? This is another build that you can use. I don't like this one so much, I think it's much more slower, but let's have a look at the skills we need to use. So we're gonna start the same way, all of them start the same way, with the Lunging Strike, and then we get these bleeding damage. So then we get the double swing, so this will be our core ability. So we're gonna make our enemies vulnerable, and we're gonna play with that. So we are getting the Rallying Cry as well to generate some more Fury, that helps a lot. Later we want to get these skills as well to increase some of our damage, maximum life, and all of that stuff. Then we want the War Cry, again to increase our damage, because with the Fortify we have some other points allocated that will increase our damage. Lately, I don't have all the points at the moment, so lately we want to get, these will be the last ones you want to get. So lately we're gonna use 3 ones here, so this will increase the duration of our War Cry and Rallying Cry, which helps a lot to increase our damage. We're gonna use the Leap to increase our movement speeds and movement around all the battles. Then we get the Power Leap, so this one will give us some more Fury, more 40, so it will help a lot. Again, we're gonna use the Swiftness to increase our movement speeds. We want to get these ones later as well. It's gonna increase our Berserking, duration, damage, and everything else. Then lately we want to get these ones as well. We're gonna use the Call of the Ancients. I really love this ability, as I said at the beginning. I think it's one of my favorites. It doesn't last that long, but while it lasts, they just clear everything really fast. If you are fighting a boss, they're gonna take half of his HP, if not gonna one-shot him. And lastly we get on Constraints and some more abilities here that will increase our damage according with the weapons that we are using, okay? This one is much more directed to the single hand weapons. Okay, the other one was for the double one weapon. So this is some of the gameplay with the double swing build. This one, I think it's really basic, this build. We just need to keep doing, it looks like only basic attacks from the... it doesn't look much different when I'm using the double swing skill or the basic skill. So I don't think this one is not too fast, not too slow, it keeps a steady, in a steady rhythm. We kill all the mobs and everything, but the damage, I think it's medium, and on the bosses and on mobs. The speed clear, I think it's medium as well, so it's not great, not bad, but I don't think it's a fun build to play. It's very simple, very basic, and I think all the other builds I'm talking about are much better than this one. I didn't enjoy this build, and I really tested all of them. The last build I want to talk about, and this is my favorite, this is one I think it's the best one you can use. It's really good, very balanced. So let's have a look at the abilities we're gonna use. So we're gonna use this one again as well, the longing strike. This will be our basic ability, and then our core skill will be this Upheaval. It's amazing, it's really good, it's based on your 2-1 add a weapon, and I really think this skill is amazing to clear all the mobs, to clear everything that you want to clear. The only weakness about this build, I think it's the damage on bosses, but if you manage your skills and you use your right skills on bosses, you will be alright, okay? I think it's much better because most of the things we need to clear, it's mobs. For bosses we can change our skills, but to clear mobs I think it's completely crazy. And there's 2 ways to play with her as well. So we're gonna use some points here, and then we go directly to this one, getting the rallying cry. We get this one as well, the challenging shout, and getting a key, some more fury with this damage. With this when we are taking damage. Then we get some war cry to increase our damage with the other points, because we get the fortify. With fortify we're gonna do more damage. We're gonna use the leap again, and this will be, we're gonna use 5 points here because we want to do some damage with this. Power leap to get some more fury. Then we want a pit fighter lately and some more points here. As you guys can see, this one, when we have fortify, we're gonna deal more 12% increased damage. Then we get the Wrath of the Berserker. Our main goal here is to increase our Berserker as much as possible. We're gonna use the Unconstrained to increase the duration of your Berserking. With this you're gonna do insane damage while we have all of this active, okay? And I said there's 2 ways to use this, because as you guys can notice, I have more skills than we can use, okay? So ideally you want to use this one, leap, and the not the war cry, we want the Wrath of the Berserker, okay? And then let me change this. So ideally you want your skills like this. So we're gonna use the rolling cry, the war cry to generate some more fury, the Wrath of the Berserker, and the leap, okay? And we can use the lodging strike as well to generate some fury. But if you are, imagine just doing hellfire and you can generate a lot of energy already, then we don't need this basic ability. If you want, and you can manage it well, you can swap this one with this one and use only these abilities, okay? But probably when you're fighting a boss, you're gonna need to swap this by the lodging strike again, because your damage will not be enough. I mean, your damage will be nice, but you'll not generate enough fury because it's only one boss, unless it's a boss that spawns more mobs, will be harder to generate fury. So this one to fight a boss, and this one when you don't need to fight a boss and you have more mobs attacking you and you can generate more energy. So with this build, you guys can see the gameplay here. I think this one is the top one for cleaning waves. It's really good, especially if you are leveling up, doing hellfire a lot of times. This build is insane. I think it's the best one. I think it's good for dungeons as well. You can clear them so fast if you push all the mobs and keep using this skill. You'll generate a lot of fury. You're not gonna use your basic attacks on mobs at least, and it's very fast to clear all the dungeons and mobs. I just think the weakness of this build is that it's not good for bosses because it has low damage, but I think the damage that we can do and the fast we can clear compensates that weakness. I think there is a good fury regeneration as well, and you have a lot of mobility. You can use your jump, to generate more fury, to increase your movement speed. I think this one is very balanced and you will be able to clear everything fast and level up much faster with this build. So guys, this is it. This is the most common builds used to level up our barbarians. I think this last one that I just showed you is a really good one. You can find all the links in the description with all the builds to build this correctly. If you have any question, don't forget, comment below. I'm happy to answer your questions and help you to level up faster your barbarian and reach that maximum level as fast as possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to leave that like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.